I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners of the Wilmette Park District for Monday, October 13th, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. Could we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Duffy.
Present.
Commissioner Goebel.
Present.
Commissioner Clark.
Here.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Here.
Commissioner Frazier.
Here.
Commissioner Leahy.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Item 1.2. Someone,
Yes. I move to approve the appointment of Julie Adrianopoli to the Wilmette Park Board of Commissioners to fill the unexpired term of Kara Kozlowskis effective October 13, 2025 for a term ending April 30th, 2027.
I'll second that.
discussion? All right. Seeing none, I just want to take 2 seconds and say there's an excellent press release coming out, and I don't have a lot to add to that, but I would like to highlight two parts of your experience that kind of fly under the radar. First is your background as a teacher, and being a teacher, you have to break down complex issues and then communicate them to the group, not just one. So be prepared in listening, things you're familiar with, and asking questions of everyone. So these skills translate here, and I think you're going to enjoy that part of this role, and I think the community will benefit from that experience. The second, your family's day-to-day here with your kids, your parents, and your in-laws. Families, as we all know, keep us accountable, but they also share their joy with us about how they use their park district, and you'll find that you'll see the park district in a new light and how rewarding it is and how it's motivating to come here twice a month. So with that said, we're excited to seat you, and Director Lindgren, will you, well,
We have to vote?
we have to vote, yeah.
All right. Ready? Commissioner Duffy.
Yes.
Commissioner Goebel.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Yes.
Commissioner Frazier.
Yes.
Commissioner Leahy.
Yes,
Motion is approved.
congratulations.
That, Patrick.
Yep.
If me?
No.
Oh, no,
Face,
turn it around.
Yeah.
face everyone.
Yep.
Here we go. You ready for this?
Yes.
All right. I state your name,
Julie Adrianopoli,
having been appointed to the office of Commissioner
having been appointed to the office of Commissioner
of the Park District of Wilmette
of the Park District of Wilmette
in the County of Cook,
in the County of Cook,
State of Illinois,
State of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Commissioner
of the office of Commissioner
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Come on up, take a seat.
Have a seat. All right, moving right along, 2.0.
Consent agenda. I move to approve the consent agenda of the October 13th, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners, a copy of which is to be attached to and become a permanent part of the minutes of this meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? Seeing none? Director,
I would say that my comments were recognized and changed. There were just a couple of mistyped names, but it's all straightened out now. So.
thank you.
I had a
for-
couple also. Thank you.
As did I. But it looks good. Thank you, Michelle. Chris?
Commissioner Duffy.
Yes.
Commissioner Adrianopoli.
I abstain.
Commissioner Goebel.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Yes.
Commissioner Frazier.
Yes.
Commissioner Leahy.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Thank you very much. We are now moving on to communications and correspondence. Anyone have any additional? Everything's in the packet,
It's been received.
Yeah, everything I received is in the packet.
right? That done. 4.0, public comment and recognition of visitors. If you plan to address the board tonight, we have two. We ask that you come up to the podium and speak to into the microphone. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. We will notify you when you have 1 minute remaining, 30 seconds remaining, and when you are out of time by holding up a sign and giving a verbal cue. Everything said during the meeting is recorded and broadcast live on Channel 6. Please note that the full policy for public comment is printed on page 3 of the packet and explains the procedures the board adheres to in order to maintain a respectful and efficient meeting. The purpose of public comment is for the public to share their comments and/or concerns with the board. Due to time constraints of our business meeting, there's not time for dialogue. When possible, the board will address questions at the end of the meeting. If you have a specific question that is not addressed, please email the executive director. I'd like to remind everyone that we are a community of neighbors, and as such, we want our meetings to be as civil and courteous as possible. I have 2 on the list. Would anyone else like to speak? Please raise your hand. All right. First up is Evita Vulgaris.
Okay, so can you hear me? I think
Yes.
so. So good evening. My name is Evita Vulgaris, and several of you may recognize my name. I'm the one that's been sending the emails about the pool, Centennial Pool, and the New Trier Aquatics Club that's been using the pool. And I wanted to speak tonight to address a few points. Recently, through Freedom of Information request, I've obtained both New Trier Aquatics contracts and invoices for the years 2022 through 2025. And based on the hours in the contracts, the annual rental fee should have been between $45,000 and $49,000. However, for the last 3 years, there are numerical errors in these contracts, resulting in the annual rental fee quoted being about $26,000 or $27,000. That's a difference about 40%. And just for 2025, the difference between the correct amount that should have been charged and what was actually charged and in the contract is $18,000. I estimate that for the last 3 years, the Park District was underpaid by $56,000. These are significant numbers, and I'd like to know if the Park District is planning to address and rectify these discrepancies before a new NTA contract is signed for next year. The second point I want to make is that NTA has used a whole 36% of the weekly lane lap hours, and this has contributed to overcrowding at the pool at times, as their practices always take 1/2 of the pool and the entire pool in the early morning hours. Quite honestly, I myself did not know these numbers before I got the contracts. The third point I wanted to make is the pool extended season was cut short this year, ending on September 21st. With the closing date, it was announced in mid-season. For next year, I'd like to ask if an extended season that goes into October, as in previous years, will be considered. 4, the NTA rental fee is $25 per lane per hour for this year. Is this the market rate? Has anybody looked into it? The last point I want to make is the public is not aware of the pool financials and relative pool usage, as neither was I. I really urge the board to have a public meeting this fall and invite Wilmette residents to have an open dialogue regarding the extended season and pool usage before any decisions are made for next year. Surveys and one-way communications are not the same. Finally, the Wilmette Pool is an amazing resource, and the public should come first with respect to scheduling. Thank you.
Thank you, Vita. Chris Wisnorick.
Hi, I'm Chris Wazorek. I'm a resident and Avita's husband. I just wanted to say that there's been considerable frustration in my household about a private entity getting so much of the lap pool usage during prime hours. That's what's led my wife into doing the investigation she has. I've never known anybody who's as good with numbers as she is. What she's shown me, quite honestly, I'm sure that there are explanations for it, but I think there have been some serious mistakes that have been made. I know that in the contract there are mistakes that have been made. The contract is rather sloppy. So either the contract was sloppy, or the invoicing was sloppy, or the process is sloppy. Whatever it is, it's the responsibility of the board to find out what happened, tell the public what happened, and rectify it so it doesn't happen again. And that's just what we're asking for. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Seeing no other public comment, we're going to move on to 5.0 staff reports.
All right, I'll start with my director's report. We have 2 leases that we are bringing to the board tonight, and this is really shows a great partnership with the village and allowing us on the Howard Park side to be able to utilize this village property in our lease to help serve the community through recreation. And so this is an extension of an existing lease. And then moving on to the Big Tree Lane property that the Park District purchased. After we purchased that property, we began discussions with the village about a temporary solution for their police station. That would be during the construction of the new police station. So, we're pleased to be able to partner with the village on a really big need for the police station to stay local while they are building their new police station. And so I think that this is really a great cooperation of 2 different government bodies and working together to solve a need. And so these will be brought later this meeting. Community coffees, we actually had 2 coffees with Chris, and October 3rd, Friday, October 3rd, and Saturday, October 4th. October 3rd was here at Village Hall, and October 4th was at the Paddle Hut. And actually, I was really pleased to see the amount of community members that came to introduce themselves and how gracious this community is. I'm so happy to be here because how welcome this community has been to me so far. And it was really great to listen to some of the things that people love about the Park District and maybe hear 1 or 2 things about ways we can improve. And so it was a really great couple of times for me to engage with the community, as well as stem some future meetings and more dialogue moving forward. And then lastly in my report is we are in the middle of our budget season. And so earlier tonight, for some of you that were here already, we went through 8 of the 10 funds with the board, and we'll be bringing the recreation fund and golf funds along with finalizing capital later to the board later this month for the recreation side. And that concludes my report.
With Parks and Planning.
Josh, go ahead and take a seat. So Josh is a little under the weather and was gracious to still be here, but we have his report here in the board packet, and I'm happy to answer any questions on his report if there are any. Hearing now.
I don't know if this is Josh but I mean, I know this, so the shutdown with ComEd happened, and I don't know if it's Josh or it's Dave.
Yeah.
But are they actually operational, the solar panels yet, or when?
They are not operational. That was just the step to get the power switched over and the equipment changed out for the service side. Mm-hmm. And so we just got did we get a timeline, Josh? I think maybe in my email, if I can pull it up quick enough. Let's see. Sorry. We asked them for an updated schedule. Shoot. I'm trying to keep Josh from coming up.
I think it's too late.
Yeah. He's coming.
Yeah.
It's the end of November into December. Sometime in December.
The end of November,
December.
December-ish. All right, thank you.
December-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, and so another month and a half.
Another
Right.
month and a half.
Right.
Okay.
So the switchover had to happen, and then there is internal wiring for the solar array that couldn't be done until the permanent power was rectified.
Yeah.
And so now that's happening over the next month or so, month and a half.
Okay.
I believe you're also responsible for the golf report.
I am responsible for the golf report as well. So as you see in your packet here, Adam has shown that in September we were flat in terms of rounds and revenue. This goes back to the cold spring where we had kind of a later start into the season, but revenues do remain in line with our allocations. And I would say that we have someone on the board here who could talk about Nick's Revenge. I just wanted to bring that up. I think that's a really neat thing that our golf course does. And Nick is our superintendent, manages all the golf course maintenance and their team. And so he actually does a really difficult tee boxes and pin locations, and it's kind of his way to get back at all the golfers for tearing apart his course all year long, and really is a great event. On top of that, I would just add that they are doing some of their fall maintenance on the golf course, poking a lot of holes, aerating into the course, and overseeding, top dressing, and things like that to get the course in shape, as well as just mentioning this is the ideal weather for the course. So having it cool down a little bit overnight, getting a little bit of rain finally has been really helpful. And overall, the course is in really great shape.
Superintendent Merrill? For recreation report, sorry.
Okay, so September is, again, it seems like we always have transition months. We're transitioning again, so we brought the end of the actual outdoor season, our pool season, beach season, and so those staff members get to take a bit of a breath, I suppose, as fall programming is in full swing. As you know, we had some beautiful weather this month, which created plenty of opportunities for the public to come out and use our space, and which is great. And it presented some challenges for us to deal with parking and trash and use and behavior and all that good stuff. And we learned some lessons along the way. We've had some good conversation recently. Just last week, we had a meeting with our staff and the village to talk about in the future, how do we better be prepared for this in case we face these extended summers. So we've got a good partnership with the village in how this is going to move. We're going to move forward with this, and we already have some plans internally to address some of this stuff. So it sparked good conversation. And, you know, if our biggest problem is people coming out and enjoying our facilities and our parks and everything, then I think we're doing okay.
I will say they were highly responsive when you've got a hold of them. And so, I mean, it's a good problem to have, and it's also good to see that when they're there, things happen. So.
For sure. Yeah. Yes. And thank you for your input and the information you guys gathered and shared with us. And that's always helpful. Happy to take any questions you have about our report, but to highlight a couple of the really cool things, if you see some of the numbers from the big change that we made from our school day off program and to our after school rec program, we are really serving a lot more kids and families in the community. And it's been great. We've had great feedback. Not without a few challenges here and there, but just seeing the sheer numbers of kids participating in our programs where families need them is great.
Yeah, almost every program is up. I mean, I think 9 out of 10 have increased, and it's remarkable. It's great to see that many school-age families using the amenities, because that means, you know, we'll hopefully have them as guests for life.
And so much less anxiety around getting into programs like that for working parents in particular, which has been wonderful.
Yeah, agreed. Any other questions or comments?
I will say you did see the public comment and the emails in there, and I'm aware you're talking to Vita and looking into this. The board takes these things seriously. It does take time. We will have an end of the year aquatics roundup. I assume that normally happens, and doesn't that normally happen in the spring, early spring? And we'll make sure to reach out to them to let them know when it's happening. But we do take these things seriously, and I know you're aware of it. I know your staff's aware of it. And looking back 3-4 years takes a lot, especially when it spans multiple people in these roles. So thank you.
And we have a call tomorrow together,
Okay,
and we're going to talk through some of this stuff in actual conversation back and forth. So.
I did want to add, you know, in this area as well as golf, certainly all of the areas of the park district, when we have an extended summer, is a wonderful thing, and also brings a lot of responsibilities to staff when they may have fewer college students and others who have been seasonal workers. So I wanted to acknowledge that and thank you for everything that you're doing, and that applies to all the areas of the superintendent leadership. So thanks.
If there are no other questions or comments, I do want to say thank you to Josh and his team for, we went through this whole saga of the crossover at CRC and when are we going to do it? And it was actually a bigger deal than the public would ever really know in terms of how it could have impacted operations, and they pulled it off almost seamlessly to the public with very little interruption along the way. And so that was really cool to see that we can do those things and almost make it unnoticeable to everybody. So
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
5.5 operations reports, Superintendent Thomas.
Good evening. Just a few things I wanted to highlight from my report. I'm super excited to let you all know. I know you've been informed, but I guess let the greater Wilmette area know that we have won one of the Illinois Association of Park Districts, IAPD, awards for the best of the best. So that was with Go Green Wilmette. Lucy Mellon, our sustainability coordinator, submitted 2 applications for nomination, and this is the one for the award that we are receiving. So a few of us will be going out to that gala later this month, and it's just, it's really awesome to be recognized in our state and by the IAPD. So we're really looking forward to that honor. I just wanted everybody to put in a note for their calendars for November 14th. We've been working alongside, excuse me, Representative Gon Gershowitz's office, as well as the New Trier Township, to host a blood drive at the Community Recreation Center. So always a great thing to be able to come out. Representative Gon Gershowitz will also have a table there to be handing out information helpful to the community. So just kind of one of those days that you can interact, which is great. Human Resources staff went to Evanston Groves back on October 1st. It was a really great opportunity to get staff members together outside of work. We do a lot of in-passing conversations and phone calls and emails throughout the day, but to really be able to, you know, kind of take our minds away from work and get together and do so for a great cause is really a nice opportunity. So it was a great day outside. They spent the day composting, moving wood chips, leaves, all sorts of great things. So thank you to Eric and Paulette for putting that together for our team. Marketing communications wise, I don't know if you have been able to open up the Illinois Parks and Recreation magazine yet this month. The issue just went out. I think I received mine in my inbox last week, and I went online to try to find the online version to link it, and it wasn't even online yet. But there's a really nice welcome for both Chris and Josh in there that JP wrote. So again, just kind of finding ways to get out in front of the Parks and Recreation community and highlight the things that we're doing. Some other things that you will see that the marketing department has been working on is we now have a branded tent. So we actually have a tent that is blue that has the Park District logo on it. So wherever we are, you will know by the tent. We're updating some staff ID cards, getting some new templates in order. So just kind of trying to brand ourselves a little more consistently for the community to recognize us at. Other than that, that's about all I got for my highlights. Any questions from you all?
Thank you.
Thank you. Superintendent Foy. No, I'm sorry. I'll start playing the music next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can make this real short. Does anybody have any questions on my report? Okay.
When are the bills going to go out?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Bills
I'll let
being
you
for
know.
the public, the property
to pay the
taxes are
property
late.
taxes, yeah.
Yes.
I know that the supplemental tax levy was included as part of the consent agenda. Does anybody have any questions related to that? Yes. All right. Thanks.
So, Sheila, I do want to thank you for the cow meeting that we just had where you outlined, although we went through 8 of 10, you know, what we call it? Funds. It was really less than 30% of our budget. And I think that everybody needs to keep in mind the scope of what we deal with here. Mm-hmm. So thank you for kind of touching the bases there and kind of bringing that to everybody's attention.
Absolutely.
The 3 people that watch us on TV.
Any other questions?
Thank you for your extra time.
All right, thank you.
There's no unfinished business, so moving on to 7.0, new business.
All right, I would like to make a motion to approve resolution 2025-R-6, a resolution approving the term and authorizing the execution of a lease agreement between the Wilmette Park District and Village of Wilmette for certain property commonly referred to as Howard Park.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion.
I'm just pleased that after, I think, a lot of really thoughtful staff work and board input, the lease can be approved this evening.
And I guess we should note that we've been operating that park without a lease for an extended period of time, so it's great to dot those i's and cross those t's and get that done.
Great example of intergovernmental
Yeah,
cooperation.
there was a lot of back and forth between the village and the Park District, and we got it to a good spot.
Thank you, Commissioner Clark, for your review as well.
How about it?
Good. Commissioner Duffy.
Yes.
Commissioner Adrianopoli.
Yes.
Commissioner Goble.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Yes.
Commissioner Frazier. Commissioner Leahy.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
7.1.
Yes, I move to approve
7.2, sorry.
Resolution 2025-R-7, a resolution approving the terms and authorizing the execution of a lease agreement between Wilmette Park District and Village of Wilmette for certain property located at 3220 Big Tree Lane, Wilmette, Illinois.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
Again, this was another lease that had a lot of back and forth between the village and between Park District, and I think it ultimately got to a very good lease with fair terms.
It's great.
And I think
Definitely a
it's
win-win.
Yeah, and I think it's worth thanking the village for all the work back and forth to, reconstruct the police station on the existing footprint such that we'll be able to use Howard Park, the full amount of it. And so working with them so that they could have their police station temporarily at our facility so that they didn't have to, build the new site into the park was again, great cooperation. And we appreciate all of their help with that.
Yeah, it's the only lit field in Wilmette. The number of families impacted by the potential close of the upper field would have been significant. And as a park district, we want to continue programming and giving recreational opportunities. So I'm very pleased that encroachment into the usable space was limited, and another great example of great conversation between the two orgs.
Agreed.
I will only add, it was a Herculean effort by both staffs. Neither organization has done anything like this before. They've never leased a police station, and we've never leased a police station. A little different than Lakeview Center. And I think while these documents cover a lot, it's the shared belief that this is great for the community that will make this work. So with that in mind.
Commissioner Duffy. Commissioner Adrianopoli.
Yes.
Commissioner Goble.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Absolutely.
Commissioner Frazier.
Yes.
Commissioner Leahy.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion is approved.
8-0.
I move to adjourn to closed session for the discussion of the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the Park District, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel of land should be acquired, as well as the setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body in accordance with Section 2C5 and 2C6 of the Open Meetings Act.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're in closed session.